Let me start out by asking you a question. Who here knows of or knows somebody that's been addicted to or potentially has had a problem with pornography? I'm sure a lot of us either know of somebody or have had troubles ourselves. In light of that, let me ask you another question. Do you believe that viewing pornographic images can be harmful? Let me give you a few statistics here. According to blazinggrace.org, 38% of adults surveyed in this study believe that it was morally acceptable to look at pictures of nudity or explicit sexual behavior. So according to this survey, there's a good number of people in this survey that thought it was pretty acceptable to look at pornography, 38% of them. So that brings up the question, is it really wrong? If so many people think that it's okay, then why is it so wrong? Well, a lot of things that I've heard people say, are these excuses. Well, it's not hurting anyone. It's just something I can do in the privacy of my home, so why is it such a big deal? It's just an innocent look. I'm not partaking in any of this behavior, so why is it so wrong? Well, this is a common misconception by most people. And according to Wired.com, internet pornography is the new crack cocaine, stating that it can lead to addiction, erectile dysfunction, and total family destruction. Now, this is a pretty startling statistic. And the reality is this epidemic can potentially affect us all, leaving a devastating path of destruction. However, we can avoid the potentially lethal effects of pornography by understanding the dangers and the consequences that go hand in hand with the visual stimulant that we put in front of us. So in order to prevent the lasting effects of pornography, we will look at the problems that can arise from viewing pornography and the tools that can be used to help us overcome the temptation. Pornography can be the cause of addiction and relational issues. People all around the world spend a lot of time viewing pornography, and I'm going to give you some more statistics about that. According to top10review.com, every second, $3,075 is spent on pornography. Every second, 28,200 internet users are viewing pornography, and every 39 minutes, a new pornographic video is being created. Also, according to top10review.com, the pornography industry is larger than the revenues of top technology companies combined, including Microsoft, Google, Amazon, eBay, Yahoo, Apple, Netflix, and Earthlink. An addict is defined as an enthusiastic devotee of a specified thing or activity. So if we look at these stats, linking the amount of time people spend looking at porn and the actual definition of addiction, there are a lot of people that are potentially in trouble. It is important to note that one key reason pornography addiction is so rampant is because of its ease of accessibility. Unlike other addictive drugs, one can get their fix without leaving the comfort of their own home. So why is porn so addictive? Well, according to Mark Lacer, author of the book Healing the Wounds of Sexual Addiction, research has shown that sexual activity and sexual fantasy can alter brain chemistry and produce profound feelings of pleasure. And according to a recently published book, new scientific studies show that the release of brain chemicals and sexual activity results in emotional bonding and a powerful desire to repeat the activity. So the reality is that we are all susceptible to the effects of pornography. So what constitutes addiction? Well, according to Burnell Christensen of Candio.com, an online pornography support group, if you feel out of control with your usage, or irritable when confronted about your usage, or if you keep your usage in secret, you may be addicted. Pornography can also have damaging effects on relationships. And according to psychologist Dr. Linda Simmons, partners of the pornography addict frequently claim that the secretiveness, the lying, and the betrayal are worse than the pornography itself. Dr. Simmons also states that pornography addiction is often considered an affair of the mind by the person's partner, so the implication of these feelings are often quite similar to that of an actual affair. In a marriage or committed relationship, trust may be severely damaged, and a sexual relationship may become difficult or impossible to sustain. Pornography can also give us an unrealistic view of the male or female body. You may become sexually frustrated with your husband or wife when you begin to compare them to the fake bodies and unrealistic situations depicted in pornography. This can cause a great deal of stress and frustration in the relationship. And porn can also cause sexual dysfunction. According to Chicago therapist Kimberly Sharkey, erectile dysfunction can be caused by pornography, saying that it gives the viewer an unrealistic expectation of what sex will be like. So let's talk about what can be done to prevent this serious problem. First, let's stop the problem before it starts. Educate yourself on the effects it can have on you and your family. And it's an important point to remember that it doesn't just affect us, but it also affects those around us. Get involved in an accountability group. Whether you're struggling or not, I personally believe that all men should be involved in an accountability group. It forces us to face the issues head on and be proactive instead of reactive to potential problems. Put safeguards on your computer to prevent porn from being viewed on it. This is just another example of something we can do to be proactive. So what can happen if we allow pornography to rule our lives? Well, if you're married, you may be in store for some serious problems. In a 2003 meeting of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, 2/3 of the 350 divorce lawyers who attended said that internet porn contributed to more than half of the divorce cases they handled. They also said that pornography had an almost non-existent role in divorce just 7 or 8 years ago. We can also lose our jobs. And according to wisechoice.net, more than 30% of the 1,500 companies surveyed have terminated employees for their inappropriate use of the internet. So what can we do to prevent this problem from happening to us? We can be proactive in our approach. As I stated earlier, get involved in an accountability group. This is essential for preventing and overcoming porn addiction. Install a filter on your computer, such as besafe.com. For around $50, you can protect up to 3 computers. Refrain from lust. Save your sexual appetite for your wife or your future wife. Also put into practice such techniques such as bouncing your eyes. This can be a useful tool in preventing and overcoming lust. Again, realize the effect that your problem or potential problem will have on others. Pornography is a huge problem that we are faced with. We can lose our families, jobs, and standing in society if we walk down this treacherous path. Even if you're not currently being tempted with this problem, there are proactive measures that we can take to ensure that we will not fall into this temptation. Remember, get involved in an accountability group, refrain from lust, and install a filter on your computer. These things can't altogether prevent porn, but it can help stop it in its tracks. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you are tempted, remember this quote from the book, The Porn Trap. The truth is, using pornography can make you go blind to the power and control it can eventually have over your life. That's it.